Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. We're back at it and we're rocking Luck Box shirts for the second session in a row. I've been live streaming a little bit, and so far we're 3 for 3 in poker sessions. One, obviously, last video, and I've been 2 for 2 in the live stream cash games that I've done so far up to this point. So I don't know. It might be the shirt. I think we just run good in this shirt. So if you want to grab it, help support the channel, click the link down below. I honestly love these hats. There are hats available, t-shirts, hoodies. You always know I'm pretty hyped for the card protectors, but we're outside chasers. Got some T5 action on the way incoming. Let's try to run it up. Let's see how this goes. Hopping into the 2-5 game 1K max buy-in, one of the first hands we pick up pocket kings in middle position. And even better, there's an under the gun open to $17. He's starting with about $400 in stack, and when action folds to me, we're gonna put in that 3-bet. We've got kings. Let's try to get the money in. We 3-bet to $40. Action folds back to this under the gun player, and he makes the call. So let's go to a flop. Flop comes queen 9-8 rainbow. No ace on the board is good enough for us, and when he checks to me, we've got one pair. I try to c-bet on the larger side to $75, although we do lose to, I guess, some straights, maybe some 2-pair combos. Not too concerned about that given the short stack. And interestingly enough, he now puts in the check raise to 160. It's leaving himself with less than $200 behind in his stack, facing a min check raise. I think it's an easy spot to just get it all in. Like I said, we go ahead 3-bet jam this one, and he makes the call. Let's go to a run out. The run out comes, and it looks pretty clean for the most part. We still have one pair with pocket kings, so we show, and he says that they're good. He shows us a queen, mucks his cards, and nice to start off the session going all in with kings and holding. So right off the bat, we chip up. In the next scenario, with ace queen of spades in the cutoff, action folds to me. I raise it up to $20, and we get the button and big blind to call. So multi-way action here. The flop comes 7-7 deuce, all red. Action checks to me, and on a paired board, multi-way still, I think ace queen high can be good here a lot of the time. So I throw out a bet of $25. Button makes the fold, and the big blind, though, unfortunately, check raises to $100. I've played against him a lot 2 years ago in Encore, and he's definitely solid, and definitely knows that I'm supposed to be c-betting this flop with my entire range. So in a spot where he does, certainly can have a lot of 7x and trips, he can also relentlessly check raise and get us to fold. So with no blockers to any backdoor flush draws or heart draws, unblocking those, it's a good candidate to defend this time. So I make the call for 75 more in position. The turn is the 4 of diamonds, so brings in 2 flush draws. So relatively decent card for us, and he throws out another bet again of 175. A little bit larger, and given this line, once again, I don't block diamonds, so he certainly can have a lot of diamond draws and such that are improved. So I think ace queen high actually can be ahead here a lot of the time. I decide on making the call once again. The river now comes the deuce of diamonds. It's a double paired board now where I feel like ace high feels a lot better about the situation. Only thing is that backdoor diamond draw gets there. But good news, he actually checks to us. And considering that I called all the way down, I feel like ace high can be good here sometimes. I don't think we need to bluff or try to make a bet, so I decided to check back. This player shows us ace 5 of hearts. So sadly, that paired board got us to chop this pot. So it looks like our read was right here in this spot. Lucky to fade the hearts, unlucky for a double paired board. This next hand's a fun one with the good old 10-8 of clubs in the hijack. There's an under the gun straddle for $10. So when action folds to me, I'm going to raise it up to 35. And we only get the button player to make the call. In my notes, it says that he's very aggressive. So we're going to see a flop. Flop comes jack 9-9 rainbow. Open-ended here on a paired board, and we're out of position. I think we're going to elect to just check. Don't need to c-bet all the time and c-bet at a lower frequency, especially against a player who seems to bluff and barrel every single chance he gets when he's checked to. So I expect him to put money in the pot regardless, so I check, and he does throw out a bet of 40. I think we can go 50-50 between check raising or just making the call here with a draw. Let's just play for value here if we get there. I decided to make the call and hope to get there. The turn, it does get us there. It's the queen of hearts, so Always nice to bink it right away. I check, and he throws out another bet now of $60. Considering the size of the pot, it's a little too small. And this player has $600-ish total in his stack, and we obviously want to play for all of it. So I put in a check raise, sizing up this time out of position to $275, pretty much setting up for a river shove. And not much of a decision for him to make. He snap calls this bet. So pretty large raise facing a snap call. Let's just fade a heart potentially on the river. The river is the 7 of spades, so we double get there with our straight, and there's not a whole lot of a decision to do now. Let's just rip it all in for about $320 total. He thinks about it for a little bit, hems and haws for a while, and eventually tosses in the chip for a call. So we show our straight, expecting to be good when he doesn't snap call our jam, and we scoop this one. So running pretty hot early on.
Oh, nice hand.
Thank you.
Run good meets more run good when we pick up ace-8 offsuit in the big blind. We play a 4-way limped pot. When 3 players limp, I check my option, and we see a flop. And of course, the flop comes ace-8-5 rainbow. Top 2 pair, we're just sun running right now, it seems. Action checks to the button player who throws out a pot size bet of $15. Considering there's not a ton of draws out there, I'm just going to make the call here with top 2 pair. All the other players end up folding. The turn is the 9 of spades, brings in 2 spades, and I think now with 2 pair, we're just going to have to put out a bet, trying to get value. Although the one draw that is here, 6-7 gets there, shouldn't be too concerned. I throw out about a $40, and he makes the call for 40. The river now comes the 5 of spades, so not amazing. Once again, the spade draw does get there, but still got to go for value with a better 2 pair. I think any ace-x holding is going to call a bet, so I just throw out $75, 3 green chips, and he obliges with 3 green chips pretty quickly. We show our hands, and once again, scooping up chips, taking down another pot. As if we weren't running hot enough, the very next deal in the small blind, picking up aces. What a dream spot. There's an undergun player who limps and a +1 player who raises to $25. On to me now. We're out of position. Definitely going to put in that 3-bet with the good old aces. I 3-bet to a sizing of $100. Undergun player who limped gets out of the way and folds, and the +1 makes the call. So heads up to a flop of Queen Jack 5 rainbow. Once again, on this board texture, we're going to size up here considering we're out of position. We bet close to 3/4 pot to $75. No value for us. This hand just stops here as the +1 player folds. So far, to be honest, easy game right now. Things are going smoothly. Let's keep the run good alive here with the King Queen of clubs in the cutoff. I open up the action to $20. We get the big blind to call, and we're going to a flop. Flop comes King Jack 10, 2 spades and a diamond. He checks to me, and with top pair, open-ended, definitely a very strong hand at this point. I c-bet $40, sizing up here about the size of the pot, and this player has an easy decision on a snap call. The turn now comes the 3 of diamonds, so 2 flush draws on the board, and once again, he checks. I'm going to size up once again here with 1 pair. I think we can get a lot of value from other draws, so we size to $100. And once again, this player snaps it off. Him not raising is, I guess, good, but considering 2 snap calls, definitely some alarm bells going off. The river now comes the 7 of hearts, so we don't improve, just sitting here with top pair, okay kicker. He checks, and with 1 pair here, I feel like given our bet sizing, I've extracted all the value I can get. So I decided to just check this one back. And good thing we did that, because he has Jack 10 of diamonds for a monster hand on the flop, even a better hand on the turn. But I think it was our time to finally lose a hand. It was only fair given how the sessions have been going so far. Following that hand with pocket jacks in the big blind, there's a cutoff open to $20. Action folds to me, and for $15 more, calling is not going to be what we want to do. We put in a 3-bet, we size up to $80, and he makes the call. So going out of position to a flop of 5-3-3 rainbow. All things considered, really good flop for pocket jacks, and I put out a c-bet of $55. I do this with all of my holdings pretty much on this board texture, and he ends up making the call for $55. The turn is a 10 of diamonds, so all things considered, once again, really good turn as it's a card under our pair. I continue and throw out another bet of $115, maybe get some non-believing 7s through 9s to make the call potentially. He thinks about it for a little bit and ends up making the call, so condensing his range to some 10x holdings or some pocket pairs. Anyways, the river is now an ace. Obviously, very, very unfortunate card for us to see, but given the line and action so far in this hand, I'm not really going to put him on too many aces, ace X holdings besides a hand like ace 10. So definitely can just try to extract value from 8s, 9s, or even a 10 sometimes. I put in a blocker bet, sizing to $175. This player makes the call pretty quickly, and we show our pocket jacks. He shows ace queen. So this time, this was actually a fairly good pot, and weird thing, we've lost 2 pots in a row now after sun running. Looking to turn the tides here with king queen offsuit and the hijack. Action folds to me. I raise to 20. We get the blinds to make the call in the small blind and big blind. Let's go to a flop of ace 10-9 rainbow. Small blind checks, and now the big blind does something pretty interesting. Puts out one of those bets. It's a feeler bet, tester bet, small bet, I would say. It's $5. Well, we have a gutter, and that's about it. So, I don't know. We're in position as well. We're not going to be raising this. Don't want to blow off other hands out there. I'm just going to make the call for essentially a decent price. And the small blind calls for 5 as well. So 3 ways. The turn is the Bink Jack of Hearts. Nice to see that when we turn our gut shot. Action checks to me, and definitely going to go for value. I make a bet of $40. The small blind makes the call pretty quickly, and the big blind who bet $5 gets out of the way. Let's just see a river and see what happens here. Sitting with the nuts, the river is an ace. Great sight to see, to be honest here. It certainly smells like he has an ace X holding for trips, and when he checks to me in the small blind, I am definitely going to be sizing up. Obviously, we don't have the nuts anymore, but with an overbet here, we commit all ace X's to make the call here, and also get some information as if we face a raise that we can comfortably fold our straight. So I bump it up to an overbet amount of $200. And like I said, if he raises our $200 bet, then it's a clear-cut fold. But this player thinks for a little too long where he actually might fold. So raising definitely seems out of the question given how long he's been thinking about this. Ultimately though, as you know, he ends up making the call. We show our straight and take it down. Nice to crawl back a little bit and win a pretty sizable pot here. For the last interesting hand of note, we've got king queen off once again. It's served us well in the past. We're in the cutoff and raise it up to $20. Only the big blind makes the call, so heads up in position. The flop comes 8-7-3 rainbow, and when he checks to me, we don't really have a whole lot going for us in this flop here. I decided to check back and see a free turn. The free turn comes the king of diamonds, so running into a top pair holding here is good, but he checks to us. Definitely going to go for a bet and bet for value. I sized to $30, and once again, we face some interesting action. He check raises to $100, something that is certainly unexpected, but obviously with top pair, we're in position. It's a really small size as well. Should be confident that we actually have the best hand a lot of the time, but you never know. I'm never folding here. I make the call. The river is the ace of clubs, so once again, another unfortunate run out. Pretty gross to see, but this time he actually checks. So not sure what this line means when you check flop, check raise turn, then check river. Definitely feel like he might have a king X holding, and we're going to go for very slim value. We bet out $75 to target some king jack, king 10, king 9s potentially, and he makes the call quickly for $75. We show king queen and win this one. So ending off the session with a few solid winning hands. Always nice to crawl back. All right, wrapped up the session, and obviously coming out, mission successful. 2 for 2 in these live sessions. Technically 4 for 4 now with these shirts. So I don't know, I'm not saying it's the shirt, but things are turning around. So yeah, obviously good time. We ran pretty well. We were in the game for 1,300 out of it for 25.50 even. And 3.5 hours played. It is definitely a good session. We need more of these to crawl out of that 10K punt hole. But one last thing I just want to say, besides obviously thanking you guys for watching the video, all the support is nice. But to be very honest, recently, the past few videos I've uploaded, they're kind of like, you know, I've been playing a lot of content simply to get content, which typically doesn't really go amazing. And I think it's pretty transparent enough to see that that was kind of the main objective. And I took like a week and a half off, or give or take some time off of playing poker, just kind of reset and start to play poker as opposed to just strictly shell out for content. And yeah, we're getting back to the groove, so we're going back into, you know, providing some actually good entertainment and actually playing some decently solid sound poker. So moving forward, we're going to do that. We got the Vegas trip coming up soon, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. A lot of banger videos coming up, hopefully, and let's crawl out of this hole. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.